Good evening, everybody. How are we? Right. Well, eventful afternoon. So, today we are just gonna be mostly chilling out, working on down here. I don't know, do I want to move the mechanisms of things down first, or start with the actual decor? Not 100% on that, might be a bit of both, we'll see. Just chilling out? Yes, because it is a very hot day. which is why I am, like, dressed as I am. It's bright, it is sunny, it is roasting, actually. So I went deeply into, like, going on the beach look today, so, yeah. But yeah, so the plan is that this level is going to be basically the workshop, and then we need to actually have all of the major big mechanical things downstairs, and then up here is just sort of storage, as well as the actual Fate bedroom, that kind of thing. Hopefully I can get rid of some of these chests fairly soon. I may have done a thing, and that thing may have resulted in me presently having 97 Nether Stars in here. Pity we don't have them in block form. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice storage option, wouldn't it? But yeah, so there's that. What else is going on? Not a whole lot, I don't think. I think pretty much everything else is here. We are passing through the seasons here, so we are currently, I think we're heading into spring, which is why the minimap shows that there is, like, snow everywhere. So, yeah. But let me see. We also have some nice new things going on here, so if I... let's see, list. I have 6 abilities now, because we have the new version of various oddities, which includes the abilities system, which lets us not only view view a lot of the functions of the types, but we also get to actually, like, add different abilities to really customize things nicely there too. That's a precursor to getting the whole species system in, which I don't know if we'll do that this... I don't think that'll be a huge major shift this season at this point, but it'll be nonetheless fun for people to try out. So, from the Fey type itself, I have damage reduction 4, overcome by silver. I have immune to holy and vulnerable to evil as part of my holy type, because I'm an archfey. Also as an archfey, I have epic resilience 20. The lower that number is, the more powerful this particular ability is. In my case, it means I can't take more than 20 damage, and damage more than 10 is severely curtailed. So I think it would take about 110 damage to do 20 to me, something in that region, not 100%. Then we also have Hearthstone and Dimension Door, which has a range quite substantial. Hearthstone, quite simply, just teleports me to my sleep position, so yeah, my bed respawn point. Very doable. Oh yeah, it's very doable to do 110 plus damage to me, but it still caps out at 20 damage. That's the absolute max that a single damage event can do to me. Which I think means I'm currently the tankiest person on the entire server. I just can't actually do a whole bunch to people. But, oh well. I'm the Gaia Guardian now. Oh joy. I guess that's relatively fitting. Relatively. Oh yeah, also got this little doohickey. Hang on, where's my... Please grab my other. Where are you? Should be around, should be in here, I'm sure. Ah, there we are, block zapper. There we go. It uses that mechanic? Oh, really? I guess that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense to me. Would you show us your new gun? For the Gaia Guardian was just a flat damage cap, not a reduction per se. A reduction would be a soft cap. A flat damage cap will be a hard cap, and epic resilience is both, or at least it can be both. You can have be one or the other. But yeah. So, if you deal damage beyond a certain level, it takes that extra damage and like cuts it by cuts it to like 10% of that, and then adds it back. So, essentially, there's just like you deal normal damage up to 10, and damage past that is really, really hard to get because it takes like 10 points to do 1. Has hard cap and it has an exponential resistance past 15. Whew. Ouch, ouch, ouch. But yeah, this is from Psy, which I've been playing around with a little bit. I don't think I'll be doing this on camera very much because it requires a lot of trial and error, and it also is basically programming So it's not the most like fun thing to be looking at, I guess. But yes, this is, as far as I know, more or less the top tier gun you can make. There was a mod for like 112, I think, called Magical Psi, which basically was just a resource pack to make the Psi things look more in line with fantasy rather than a gun. You had like a staff or something, which personally I preferred as an aesthetic. Technological magic doesn't really sit too greatly with me, but But yeah, so this is, let me see, Ivory, Psi-Metal Assembly, Hyperclocked CAD Core, Huge CAD Socket, Ultra Dense CAD Battery, Line CAD Colorizer. Literally everything in here has CAD in the name, which might be a shortcoming there. Maybe Valsky has like a naming scheme issue there. That's a good CAD. I should hope so. I had to chuck in some Never Stars to make it. Swooza, I know exactly what you're going for there. Unfortunately, conventions are still hard for me to get to, so unfortunately, probably not. But I hope everybody that does go enjoys themselves, have a lot of fun. But yeah, currently the ability, like the, let's see, what is the button for this? Heck if I remember. Nope, that's the various oddities ability system, which check that out. There we go. So we have Infusion, Great Infusion, Ebony Infusion, all fairly straightforward. Ignite just sets nearby things on fire. Fairy Fire, I've been trying to be a counterpart, trying to be like much like its Dungeons and Dragons equivalent. It places lights and makes particle trails where invisible creatures are, but it doesn't Psi doesn't actually have an operator that detects if something is invisible. So it just sort of does that to everything nearby. It's not great. It also can detect if things are glowing, but can't actually make them glow, which would really, really help. So you've seen this swimsuit before, but it was orange and white. I mean, this is a top I have worn on camera before. And then I had to write it off because it somehow became too small. But then more recently, despite the fact that I've actively been gaining weight, it's actually gotten to be wearable again, which is weird. Her favorite dumb Psi spell was just loop cast lightning strikes at any nearby entity at great speed. Oof. Yeah, it is a loop cast. I would like to put a loop cast on a, like, amulet, which does exist, but I haven't quite figured out how to do that, and I don't know if they'll even work that way, but yeah. It's a thought. Something that'd be fun. Oh yeah, speaking of something that'd be fun, the swimsuit has expanded. As if. Something that is also fun is there's a new enchantment on here, or at least it works differently, I think, where I can pretty much charge at ludicrous speed. And if I'm sprinting, when I start doing that, I can go upstairs as well. Just utter ridiculousness. But anyways, a big chunk of the Never Stars I made went into here. All of these spawners now do not require my presence to actually be, like, pumping out mobs, which is pretty nice. I have replaced the bulk of in here with obsidian, because I found that if I left this running for long enough, then mobs would spawn that would, like, infest blocks or destroy blocks somehow, and that messed it up. So I think they might still be able to break the spawners, but hopefully not. You know, it works on the armor, so if there's a bauble for it, it should work. Hopefully. Oh yes, the cost for making me do squats has dramatically reduced, by the way. The timer is still the same, but it is substantially lower now. So, good old cats that come from... Yeah, I'm fully aware of where they come. Vasky tends to draw a lot of stuff from, just, like, rampant anime fandom. Yeah, this is looking nice. We've got 9... Ooh, 9? Oh, I can make a block out of that. 9 Insanium. Yay! Look at me, I'm Cash Money, I have 1 Insanium. Oh, and Hydrate. Okay. do that. I will do that first because I'm very warm. If Asuki doesn't put anime references into his mod, I think he'd die. Yeah, they're like his phylactery. At least I think Asuki's a he. Never asked. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna be mostly working on this downstairs level, I think the bottom level. I'm anticipating that we'll have some guests in the near future, so wanna make sure it looks nice and good, or at least presentable. And then we'll find out what else happens around today. But yeah, this whole hunk of stuff, like especially this back end, needs to be moved. So that's what we're doing today. But before I get too deep into that, let's get those. Yeah, pretty sure the Psy mod is just an anime mod. It's. I guess it was one of those cases where Vazki watched Irregular in Magic High School and decided, you know what, that'd be cool to play as a Minecraft mod. As you do. I can't talk. I'm implementing Dungeons and Dragons in Minecraft for crying out loud. But yeah. Wonder why you're anticipating guests? You know, there might be a little bit of bargaining going on. We'll see. Not today though. I think we're good. I think we're good for today. Okay, good. If I do have to shoot, then yay. So the camera has moved. As also, you might also have noticed that the Squat Redemption reward has also changed name. There is a very good reason for this. Namely, that it was pointed out to me that it was maybe a little bit too much emphasis on the butt part of things. So, consequently, I decided to retool things to be a little bit more family-friendly. Just a little bit, given that most of my audience, though heavily skewing, like 80% 18 plus, are still nonetheless drawn from Minecraft content, so... Yeah. Fuck's the person. E. They're dopey as heck, but yes. Fuck slippers. Yep. Oh yes, and hug plush. E. Right, so 20 squats, as requested. Also, outfit. Like I said, I went deep on the beach look today because it is very warm. Wasn't about to wear layers on a hot day like this. It's like 20 degrees Celsius here today. I do not know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's hot. It's not a temperature that we usually get, and England's houses are built to insulate, not anything else. So, yeah. Okay. Also, mind the pudge. I can't do anything about that, that's just intestines right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There we go. Phew. AC just kind of isn't a thing. Yeah, we have them in like big shopping malls, but we don't really have them in homes. Like, at all, basically. Almost 1 year of subbing. Well, thank you very much, Soul. Okay. So last time we did some weathering on the ground level here, which looks very nice. Adds some nice visual interest to the area, which is good. I have Jeff Bezos' money. I need to marry Jeff Bezos and then go for a very messy divorce with him. Okay. Just kidding, I am not that committed. No one deserves to be married to Jeff Bezos, even if they're trying to steal his money. Okay. Do I want to try and dress that up first, or just dismantle what's up there? Let's start with the power source. I think that seems like the best place to start here. So this nook in the bottom here feels like the best place to actually have to actually have the power supply. Or the torque engine. I don't know what exactly do we want to call this thing. So that means we need to take this apart. Now, do I want to keep using? Do I want to keep using the V10 fan engine system for this? No explanation for the dimension door power. I'm an archfey. Magic is kind of in my blood. It's just a thing I can do. Let's see, where's my range is upstairs. Well, why use the literal elevator that I have up here when I could just when I could just teleport? Of course I can teleport, it's in my nature. Yep, I know you're overstressed. Aren't we all these days? Okay. Of all the crate machines spinning all around, it's nice, isn't it? It is. It absolutely is. My one complaint entirely when it comes to Create is that nothing makes sound. You've got all of these gears clicking around, you've got the mixers going down, you've got the pressers doing stuff. Barely anything makes any kind of noise, and nothing sounds like clockwork. Which feels like a massive, massive, like, scam to me a little bit. But oh well. Okay, so head down the normal way. Mods that do add sounds to that stuff get massive complaints to remove those. Hey, if you make a mod that makes everything run by like gears and clockwork, I feel like it should at least somewhat sound like clockwork. Muffler toggle? Yeah, I mean immersive engineering has a lot of noisemakers. And they're really big and loud like noisemakers. Okay. So, there's... Can I ponder this? I think I can. Yeah. Okay. Here is everything that creates power. These are all of the possible power sources. Over here, we have some water wheels. These are manual. Don't need to worry about those too much. This is what we've been using. Generates 4 RPM and has a very low stress capacity, but it is silent. Where or not it should be. This, by virtue of using water, is very noisy. We could try and make a kind of like natural flow of things to make it fit, but the noise is a pain, and whilst we can muffle that, you kind of have to do it on a person-by-person basis. You can't just say it's muted for everybody, and if you do, then you mute everything, tend to be. So I don't necessarily want to use water wheels, I'm not too fond of them that way. A windmill bearing doesn't make terribly much sense this far underground. It would work, it would just be very weird. The furnace engine is a little too industrial to me. I know that seems weird given everything else I've got going on over here, but having to burn things constantly, even if I can make it so that I don't actually need to burn anything, which is a thing you can do, is like too polluting, I guess would be the phrase. I don't think I like that one. The flywheel is just an attachment to that. Obviously the best thing to use with a creative motor, but I'm not going to use the creative motor. We might get into doing some creative stuff later on, but not right now, at the very least. So, I don't know. What do we think? What do we think? Do we stick with the fans, or do we try to like get water wheels working here? I have had an idea. I don't know how well it will work. Could do the really absurd thing and run a shaft all the way up from the surface for windmills. I could, but this is a very natural kind of landscape, and I don't really want to be putting artificial things in it too much. Because I like the way this looks. I like the way this looks. Well, minus the, like, patches of snow, because weather, apparently. Thank you. Haunted windmill? Watching a YouTuber made this windmill set look like water wheels? Oh, interesting idea. Alright, well, we also need to get... We also need to move this. I'm nearly out of inventory space, oh joy. If and you didn't know, the wrench, when right-clicked on a create block, will pick it up instantly. Water wheels are probably your best bet, or lots of fans. I guess I could use the fans as like a supplementary power. There's an idea. But okay, let's turn this into a little bit of a pond. I'm using my excavate pick here, so I need to be quite careful where I click, because it will just take away everything if I'm not careful. Could just have the water wheel deep underground. Yes, you're not wrong, but I feel like a system like this, it kind of needs to be all exposed so you can see it all turning and working. Could also just hide the furnace gen somewhere. I could also just hide a creative motor wherever the heck I liked. It's like, if you're just gonna hide it, it doesn't matter what it is or what it looks like. Like, oh, I've got way more stress capacity than I'll ever need. You'll never see exactly why. It's like, especially with this, the whole point of this design is that it's like being backstage. You've got the outward side, which is purely natural, and then once you get inside of the tree, the abode of the Fae, that kind of thing, you've actually got, like, you've gone behind the curtain. You're actually seeing the clockwork of things working, and I like that aesthetic a lot. Okay. So, do I want this to be level or down a bit? I think first I probably need to empty my inventory a bit, because I've got a ton of stuff on me. Oh, there's new bots just dropped. Neat. There's some witch hazel, why not? Just to make a chest real quick. Because now we can. We couldn't when we first started this pack. Here. Yeah, let's go for a level, at least. We'll see how it looks afterwards. Okay, let's switch you out, Frozen. Okay. Need a block there. Fortunately, I have some rocks. Many kinds of rock. Okay, and I do not have any water, but that's fine because I have no water source up here. Yes, sir, I'm well aware of the power of the furnace generators and how absurd they can be. That doesn't solve my problem if I don't like them for this build. I'm sure it is very powerful. I don't care. That's not the point here. fill this in. Just to get started. Then you saw the uranium sing the bun. No worries. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And now I'm just bucketing ice, apparently. Maybe I take my boots off for this. That might be wise. It does feel like some of these pieces do not get block updates appropriately. Because it is all frosted ice, but sometimes variously large parts of it don't seem to ever actually, like, stop being frozen. Which is why stuff like this happens. It's just where I've been running around faster than it could get updates. There we go. All filled. Okay. Do I want to get rid of that? Probably. In fact, let me get my block zapper. Set you to stone. Yep, need to have stone in my inventory. Will not drag it from my rocks. There we go. Sorted. Okay, might be nice to have some lighting in the bottom here. I don't know. I think it'll do fine. Okay. Do I have inventory space to get to that? Probably not. Nothing to chuck in there, though. Oh, it's my boots that let me jump, isn't it? There we go. That there for no reason. Mind the grindwheels, they are currently turned off. This little system here controls which side of this gets actual torque, so currently it's all just going to this press. As long as these aren't active, you cannot get stuck in them. But only as long as they're active, as long as they're not active. Hey, Gio. Hey, okay. So, the way that I think we can do this as like a step system. So we have one layer of water wheels, and the next one behind them and up a bit. And then keep going up, and then we should be able to have water just like falling down it. And it should power all of them. Should being the operative word, but we'll see. That is not the way that I desire. Hang on. Can I rotate you? Thank you. Why am I dressed in? Yep, because if I dress in anything heavier right now, I will boil alive because it is warm enough around here. And if I take this off, I'll be banned from Twitch. So, it's my options, really. Don't question it, roll with it. Oh no, by all means, question it. If you don't ask questions, you don't learn. Okay, so if we set a water source, like here, it should flow over and start to actually get these working. Not all of them, but enough of them at the very least. So let's make a couple of more water wheels, which are very simple, just... Oh. It's like, why am I hearing clockwork turning suddenly? Like, didn't I just say that that's not in this mod? It's the music. Okay, wooden slabs around a large cogwheel. Okay. No, that's meant to be missing. That's fine. Bloop. Oh, you were hearing that too? Yeah. And the large cogwheels are also made with just andesite alloy. Okay, so it's basically just wood. That is fine. I have plenty of andesite alloy. Okay, maybe not plenty, but I have enough. And a ton of wood over here. Let's make this out of ebony. Is there a block that plays arbitrary sounds in the pack? I don't know, honestly. Might have to ask Dave on that one. Okay, there's another 10. I'll get another 2 rows. Once we actually turn them into cogwheels. Once we actually turn them into wheels, anyways. Let's take this one. And let me see, it's gonna be 8 for every water wheel. You get 6, I believe it is, from each crafting. We're going to need 80. Hang on, this is exactly what the crafting calculator's for. Only trouble is you have to actually make this. So let's see, water wheel. Let requires that. Save that, and 6 of those. Requires 3 of those. Okay. Okay. I will need 42 oak planks. And tell this that we get 4 oak planks from 1 log. Then we need 11. Okay. There we go. Very handy, the crafting calculator. For whenever you don't want to have to bust out the Windows calculator. Okay. So, water should fall down here, down there, and over onto here, once we get this going properly, at least. That does look like it's facing the opposite direction, so let's rotate a bit. There we go. I don't think it matters terribly much, but it's probably helpful. Pardon my ice. I can't see the top of this to actually change it. Hang on. Yeah, okay. Also, Dave, are you actually going to tell me that you don't know how to use the crafting calculator? I could have sworn it was you who championed it. Okay, let's make a little entry point here for our waterfall. Tidy up the space behind it. Changed in 1.16 and now it makes no sense to you. Oh, I see. Alright. So, we now need to just sort of guard this a bit so that the water actually takes this route, because it likes to flow in certain ways that aren't necessarily amenable to us. What material do we use for that? I really want this to look like we just chucked the water wheels in place and like they just decided to work. But there's not, like, short of barrier blocks, there's not really a whole ton I can do to guarantee it goes a certain way. We'll start out with glass for the time being. And once we're done, we can use the blocks after swap out for whatever we like. Ooh, we are going to need some gearboxes on the side, so we can actually get these. It's time to watch the ice boots break everything in constantly. They won't actually. If there's water flowing into it, then it doesn't actually freeze. So the water shouldn't break at all unless I'm like top level. Maybe I need that to be... I might need to be verticals, looking at them. Oh, server backup starting. Okay. Key. Add the glass. We'll replace that probably with some more gearboxes just to hook those up later on. For right now, I just want to put water going down here and see how it does. So back there. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. There are invisible redstone disabled blocks from cycling. Okay, let me have a look. But yeah, this is really handy. The trouble is that you have to tell it, you have to give it some at least knowledge of a recipe every single time. So if I wanted, in order you saw it there. If I wanted to make sure it knew how to make slabs, I had to tell it that you make 6 slabs from 3 planks, and you make 4 planks from 1 log, and then it does the calculations just fine. But you have to teach it everything. It doesn't come with like JEI installed to it, unfortunately. Let's see. A block that doesn't exist. Tempered glass. Not saying anything that... Phantom blocks, vanishing barrier powered by redstone. Made from phantom membranes. Phases out when powered. Great eye. Oh. Does the plus button in recipes work for it? I don't know, because I'm not 100% certain which button you mean. Okay, it's this last line that needs to have the glass for. There we go. I could just use my excavator on this, couldn't I? I don't know if it would actually place the water back, though, is the thing. But okay, that's looking quite nice. So those ones probably do still... I could put the... like, I could put them under there, I guess. If I put them on the underside, then we can still connect all of these together. And then we just figure out phantom blocks or something there. But yeah, that is already looking nice. Okay, let's experiment on this a little bit with those. And as before, if we walk up to it, yeah, nothing goes horribly wrong. It's fine. It knows not to put ice there. Which is a blessing, really. The Psych 100 blocks might look sufficiently pleasant. It's an idea. What was I going to do? Yes, right. Need to be up here, because where all my storage is. So, phantom block. I don't think those gearboxes are connected to the water wheels. You are probably correct. But it's fine, because we're not onto the mechanical side of this just yet. I think most conjured light sources don't break with water either, so you could just have floating glowy things there. This would be some kind of aesthetic, wouldn't it? Okay, so it's just hecking invisible. Gotcha. It's decently durable as well, actually. Yeah, they aren't. Because otherwise they'd be turning. Ooh, that's... There's always two sides of a gearbox that are not useful for actually getting stuff attached to. Which are these outside parts here. Which essentially means you always only have two axes on them to actually, like, connect. That is going to complicate matters a little bit. See, now they're turning, but obviously we can't connect them here. A hiccup in our schemes. Can I don't have any gears. Can I connect them via gears along the side? That is my fault. Yes. Not the... I think the small gears might not suffice, though. So if we can get them... Can get them all three together with belts? Belts is an idea. Belts is a good idea, actually, I think. Because they are directly diagonal from each other. Hopefully, this will not have a complaint resulting from there being blocks there. Aha! There we go. How does that look, do we think? So much like our original engine, that actually works in much the same fashion. Just joins them all together using that. How much power is it making? A lot! More than the engine was. Like, let me see. One wheel generates 8 to 16 RPM. There are 15 wheels here, so quite a bit. Quite a bit. Okay, let's back off. But I can find out a bit easier if I come up here and get my... Helps if I actually not take my things off here. Why did I get glass shards and glass? Put on some casings? I would prefer not to. The casings make it not move at all, and make it very cubic, which messes with the aesthetics of it. It's free glass, I guess. Okay, that's the stress filter. That's what I need. So we just helpfully stick that on the side. And get our glasses out. Or goggles, rather. Then we can find out exactly how much this has got in it. Yeah. So, 2.8 thousand stress units capacity here. I didn't write the I didn't write the loot table, Dave. No, you can't blame me. Obviously, however, this is not going very quickly. So, we're gonna have to make something to try and make this output at a speed that we can actually make decent use of. This isn't even the highest it goes. I'm pretty sure the furnace engine gets higher than this just as one object. Yeah. 1024 RPM. Versus the wheel, which is 16. And you can trick the furnace engines to just be going constantly. Virtually for free. It is not hard. It's just not very aesthetic for me either. Like, I'm using 15 water wheels. That would be, what, 2 furnace engines? Add-on mod Create Plus adds it so that goggles can be used in the Kuro head slot. I think it does, yes, but we don't have it, so irrelevant. And I'm not in charge of this mod pack. Is there a way that I can make it so that this place doesn't get frozen over every time I come down wearing my shoes? Anyways. To get this moving at a more reasonable pace, we're going to need a rotation speed controller. Easy enough to craft, except for this part, which requires that we have mechanical crafting going. However, However, we have to reset up the mechanical crafter attached to this. Solution: take off the shoes. But then I can't get up the I can't get up the elevator shaft then. Now let's see. That is essentially 5x3. Gonna need some gears connected to that, I think. Let me see. Yeah. You know, I'm very annoyed at just carrying around these, like, 8 tattered cloth. I'm just gonna go deposit these. Can I teleport up? Yes, but Hearthstone is like my ability with the longest cooldown. There, it's like an extra slot for me to use here. Oh, and I'm getting a bit hungry. Dave Sand personnel on the server shouldn't... We have had some interesting lag problems recently, but I think we'll be okay. So let me just turn that on, and I will not have a problem with hunger very soon. Yep, there we go. Immediately to full. Ah, you'd love to see it. Lifters band? No, it's nice, it's just mostly aesthetic. Okay. So we need at least... I'm trying to think, at least 1 cogwheel, probably 2? I'm trying to think, can we just... We need to rotate, so probably going to want to be, I don't know, one small cogwheel should suffice. It's also slower than jumping? Yeah. It's not slower than my Dimension Door ability, but my Dimension Door ability also has a cooldown. I can change that cooldown, though. There is that. Shocked that thing doesn't have collision problems? In some laggy situations, it does. But Create is very well coded, otherwise. How far can I go with Dimension Door? It is configurable, so I believe the default is about 16 blocks, but on this, in this particular instance, it is set to 64. Okay. Why you not rotate? Why you go that direction? There you go. Okay. Right, now we just gotta code this thing. That should do. I have the very rapidly emerging sensation that I have been sat on my left leg a bit too much. Oh no. Curse the numerous things that make me want to pressure stim, but also that involves my legs being deprived of circulation. Ho ho ho. Okay. Oh, okay, I will do those, like, another 20 squats that I believe were requested in a moment once the feeling in my legs returns. Oh. Let's see, what was that? That is 4 redstone dust and 3 golden nuggets. Okay, no, I'm good. My leg's back. Alexa, play Windows device connection sound. Okay, now we need a bit of quartz. And we're going to need some sandpaper. I like that they're trying to jump up the waterfall, but that is very strange to see. I was only gone 5 seconds and suddenly there's an ecosystem down here. Okay. There we go. Anyways, am I wrong? Was there not more squats requested? Okay, good, still going. Magic Fae, Magic Tree, Magic Pond. Think I'm missing a block? Wait. No, that is programmed properly. Ah, missing the lapis sheets. Yes, I am. Well spotted. Kind of surprising that I missed that, considering it's a pretty integral part of the icon. I'm surprised it even actually like registered that as a recipe. I guess it was because all of the pieces were actually occupied. You can, by the way, use this to automate crafting entirely. You just need to make it so that the items are being fed into their respective slots. You can't just, like, make a filter for them. Which is unfortunate, but okay. How do we make a lapis sheet, then? Just block one block of lapis into a sheet. Okay. That feels slightly expensive, but on the other hand, I have over 10 stacks up here, so can't be that expensive. Fine. There we go. Oh, wrong thought. A little too high. Dimension Door is programmed to is programmed to try and place you in a safe spot, so it won't just like teleport you into a wall if it can avoid it. I need some shaft, I think, because... Oh, wait, no, I'm an idiot. This doesn't do anything, because we ripped out the engine. Okay. Gotta take this downstairs. Good news though is we can hook up basically whatever to this thing and it will not care. Okay, pardon me, minnows. Just gotta... a little bit of an undersea workshop here. For a moment. There we go. Okay, let me see if I can pull up the requests queue. There you are. Just while that's working in the background. Yeah, Dusty, 21 minutes ago, requested this, so, yeah. I knew there'd been more squads requested. Next season, I just make an entire create base underwater. Just create, don't care. Right, more squats. Atlantis too. Maybe, who knows? We had Feyline, what about Merline? There we go. Sharkline. Sharkline has a very different kind of story, so. But okay. One integrated circuit. Get. So with that, some brass casing and a couple shafts. Just plonk those in there for the moment. We get the very cheaty rotation speed controller. I say cheaty because it takes all of the difficulty out of getting high speed. Like, we pretty much just have to stick that there, select whatever RPM we want, and we get it. Create does balance it, because the amount of stress that a given thing causes on your system is relative to the speed it's turning. But it is very, 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 very easy. Oh, it has to be a big cog, doesn't it? So, let's see. Big cog, big cog. Oh yes, and a doll. Haven't I had enough pain in the last, like, 3 days? For those who are wondering, on Thursday, I got my first vaccination. The second one will be in about, like, 3 months or so, I think. It's meant to be, like, 4 weeks, but they're apparently aiming at, there we go. They're apparently aiming at much higher than that. Right, yes, it's the output. That's the part that moves faster. So that's what we're gonna gearbox it. Okay, so we take this, dial it up, high as we like. Caps out at 256, but basically nothing will take that. And, Bob's your uncle, we've got whatever speed we want. So let's stick a stressometer there, so that we can actually measure what's going on. And let's integrate that a little bit. Looks really good. It does indeed. But it does take all of the difficulty out of getting high speeds. Because with that, you can make, like, a single encased fan just give out 256 RPM. You can't put anything on it because it's got no, like, torque, but... yeah. Okay, can I... just about. Okay. Dimension Door is not perfect at making sure you don't teleport into a wall, but it does try, at least. Tries very hard. Okay. Just take this off so we can admire this in peace, with the minnow trying desperately to get up there. You can have a belt run at 256 speed to yeet items halfway across the world or something. I mean, for that, there's literally an item ejector. Yeah. Just, you use that. It just chucks things. It's basically a cannon. Yeah, that's good. I think we do need to light it up a little bit, but yeah, there's also no point of having this side, but it's fine. I do like the fish in there. It's cute. Okay. So let me see. What now? Well, I guess now we need to move. We need to remove that entirely, I think. And we need to send that rotation torque upwards with a vertical gearbox so we can get to the workshop. It might be a little off-center. But I guess I could fix that just by... I guess that's... yeah, this right here. So I just take that, plunk it there, and then move that to about there. And plunk another vertical up here, but rotate it. Not quite there, thank you very much. Then we still get power down here. Okay. And there's the back of the workshop. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, it will give up if it can't find somewhere rather than knowingly teleporting you into a bad spot. Which I might take away, honestly. Yeah, there we go. So we take that, we hook out this, which ideally we move back so that it's not right here. And get everything working. How do I want this to work? This middle section seems like a good place to have the fan. The batch smoking, smelting, and washing. I think. As long as I'm up here, I can have my boots on as well. walls, apparently. Okay. Okay, so we put depots along here, and then we should be able to get it going. I'm trying to think. There's only 3, so we can have one space in between them. And I guess we'll start with lava over here. Why not? Let's put another of our phantom blocks up there. Just so it doesn't pour out immediately and try to murder us. Weirds you out when you see people dug under one block spaces after that not being a thing for so long. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Oh yes, lava's over here. Where lava go? Where I put it is where. Okay, and put another one here for water. For washing. Was the wrong corner to come out of. There we go. Not that it matters too much, but I barely use that one anymore. Wait, no. No sign. No sign yet. Bad idea. I should have a sign around, surely. I don't imagine I somehow ended up with one sign. Apparently ended up with one sign. I guess when you made them in bulks. Maybe I got rid of it. Yes. I did have some... Yes, good. Perfect. So that's... There. My inventory is a mess, as ever. Hey, make them freeze. I wonder where the other 2 went. I guess we'll never know. Okay. That there. That there. Okay. Now, annoyingly, it's very awkward to get this to work for smoking, because to the best of my knowledge, there is no block that can be placed, there's no block that you can blow through downwards that will work for batch smoking. You can do below, a little bit, but, yeah. That feels like an OSHA violation. It's fine. Few people are likely to ever live long enough to complain. Which is kind of the same as being a safe workspace, right? If no one ever complains, then it must be a safe workplace. Yep, that is facing the correct way. Okay, 2 more steps up, I think. Yeah, there you are. That's where a fan needs to go. That's where a fan needs to go. Wait, no. That's where a fan needs to go. Yep, there's the water. Which I just froze, of course. God, I hope that defrosts properly. Oh, thank God. It's fine, I'm not going to be up there very often. Okay. We need gearboxes. And also to fill in this empty spot. Knew those boots were going to cause a problem today, just not the one you expected. Yeah. Did I not put a... I could have sworn I put a block there, but apparently not. There. Wait, nope, that's not where you go. You go here. Where's my labor bar? Okay. So we need horizontal gearbox there. Or just... Oh, this is gonna get complicated. I think all of these need to be verticals? Because they're all going down? But this point here needs to connect to 4 different spaces. Ooh. Let's just connect together the parts that we can connect together right now. Yeah. That's gonna be complicated. Or at least it's gonna be spaghetti. That's exactly the way I think it should be described. It's going to be spaghetti. Look, it's that show no one talks about. I wonder why they stopped talking about it. Weird. It seemed like everyone really enjoyed it for a long while. And then suddenly, overnight, no mention. Weird. Okay. If I turn that into a horizontal, and I have basically like another horizontal over here and then a vertical there, then we can hook this all together. So dang messy, but it will work. So clear some space in my inventory here. Okay, that's to there. That to there. This to there. And then hook it together with shafts. And 2 shafts short. Damn. Because it ended? No, because it obliterated its own footprint in a cultural consequence. In the cultural, like, records. Oh, okay. No, we need to reverse this as well. Because that is obviously not the direction that this needs to be blowing. For that... Is the gear shift or clutch I'm thinking of that we need? Oh, I have a spare fan. Handy. Actually, I have a fair few spare fans, I imagine, but still. It's either a gear shift or a clutch that reverses it, and I cannot for the life remember which one. Yeah, gear shift. Okay. Crate does not do compact? No, it doesn't. Okay, I don't think I have any spare gear shifts lying around. Try. So I can't solve every problem with belts. Not every problem can be solved with belts. More specifically, not every problem should be solved with belts. Okay, clutch. Nope, I don't seem to have a spare gear shift. But what if you just use more belts? Firstly, belts work best when the like the input, as it were, is in line. This isn't in line. Secondly, you can't really add to belts very much, because you have to break the whole thing and then reapply it. Okay. We'll hop into testing, like, once I get this set up, just to see what we can do about the rest of this. You think you can solve this one with a belt? I'm sure, yes, you can solve a lot of problems with a belt, but not right now. Not the solution I want. I could solve all of this just by having a creative motor everywhere, but I'm not gonna. Okay, right. Gear shifts, just reverse this. Very easy. Very cheap. Are all those going the right direction? Most of them aren't. Because the way that a gearbox works is that the sides all rotate in opposite directions to one another. Like, sides along the same axis in opposite directions. Yeah, the lava one and what will be the smoking one are currently set to suck. Whereas the water one isn't. So... It's because, yeah, the gearbox going into here is causing it to move in opposite directions. Okay, right, let me think. Okay, you want your belts? Fine. Give you belts. Is... Nope. What was that? Oh. 6 of those. Perfect. Always good when you have perfect what's the phrase? Always fun when you have perfect supply volume. That to there. Missing a vertical gearbox. And now they're all going in reverse. At least they're being consistent, I guess. So we still need a gear shift. Come on, just trying to get... I'm very slowly sinking because of that, wow. Only one gear shift? I was only planning on making one gear shift. Okay, let's plunk the gear shift there. Actually, let's plunk it there. That way it'll be completely concealed. There. Okay. For that, we need 2 of those. And an andesite casing. Of which I am out. Dread. Yeah. Okay. Right. Casings. 1 log, 6 planks, and 2 things. Okay. Doesn't much matter which kind of wood it is. Okay. Hopefully this will work pretty much out the gates, but we'll find out. Nope, we're gonna need to put some power next to it. That is fine. Because it is in a wall, so we can literally just stick a redstone block next to it. There you go. Alright. Now let's see if we can find a vertical solution for bulk smoking. So just tidy up this flooring a little bit. Yeah. Did the other end of the gearbox just reverse? No. Only the input. All this is working the same direction. Yeah, those are all going the same direction, they're fine. Also, the fish are having a lot of fun there. I don't know where Bartleby's gone. You guys didn't see it, but I do have a pet Various Oddities brand giant rat called Bartleby, but I've lost track of where he's gone to. Neverac, burn it from the side. I don't want to burn it from the side, though. How do I burn it from the side when it's in the middle of this? I can't do that. Like, I'm trying to have this be vertical across the board. Swear he was alive last time I left. Yeah, apparently he was attacking me. Which I doubt, because he has literally never made a swipe at me. Not once. He hit me and bounced off your armor. Is that why he was low on health the last time I saw him, Dave? Is that it? Like, the last time I saw him, he had like 9 hit points. He was almost at first level commoner level. Oh, 2 things can smoke items, fire, and campfires. Yeah, what people tend to do when it comes to the batch processes of create, is that they put things on a big long conveyor belt, moving at a very precise speed, and they have the fans like on one end blowing through something along the entire length of the conveyor belt, and it works, and it's good for getting stuff through in big batches, but it's not really. It's not very aesthetic, personally, so I'm trying to do everything in a nice little neat fashion here for the workshop. We can also just have a single tile conveyor feeding into a filtered chute thing. Yep, that works too. But this isn't part of a production line. This is I need to craft a thing kind of space. Big production lines are for the bottom level. All jokes aside, I genuinely don't know why Bartleby doesn't attack me. There's no taming for the rats. And they don't really have any code that says don't attack like creatures of a specific type. Like they're just programmed to attack players. So I don't know why Bartleby doesn't attack me, but attacks other people. He's just that clever. Good boy. I do have a few leftover symptoms from my jab. But like my neck is very sore. My arm is very sore. Which is, I think those are linked because this is the arm that I sleep on. But okay, here we are. Right, so we're going to need a fan. Look there. Oh, neat. We're going to need a motor. Just to give ourselves some juice. And I think we'll try a campfire first, at least. And we need a depot. And some flour. Or is it dough? I think it's dough. Yeah, there we go. So, boop. Bloop. Okay, plunk that there. I immediately don't think this is going to work, but we're going to try it nonetheless. It's especially not going to work because that's facing the wrong way. Was it where people can gain the vaccine the arm they sleep on? I mean, I didn't intend it to go that way. Just did. Yeah, I think it's the collision box of the actual smoke. Okay, how about underneath? Pretty much, if the smoke isn't going to it, then we know it's not working. Best to get your shots in your non-dominant arm. I mean, the pain in my arm is relatively the least of my concerns. Let me see. I had aches across my entire body. Every single joint I had was painfully aching. Waxing and waning, so I had like an hour or so at a time of like feeling relatively fine, and it just came back in a big swing. I had a significant fever, the highest fever I've had in fact since I was nearly hospitalized with the flu. My eyes hurt for some reason, whether they were open or not, not really sure. Like, I literally, like, got so little sleep because I was utterly boiling, and I was literally writhing in pain. Like, it was rough. But the second day, it was getting better, and the third day, it was fine, but by then I was sleep deprived. Because it's hard to sleep when that's going on. I know this sounds bad, but honestly worth it. Like, I got probably among the worst combination and severity of symptoms. I am very much going to be, like... If you get it as bad as me, you are probably very... Lucky might be the wrong word, but it's going to be unlikely that you get it as bad as I did. And I'm saying get it. Also, it does seem to have, like... This is anecdotal, but it does seem to have a genetic component, I think is the only thing I can say, because I keep hearing that people who have, like, relatives who had it, had it pretty much the same kind of speed. Wait, is that going in the opposite direction? I think that's on suck. One second, let's just move this. Okay. That is absolutely going in the right direction. Good. Let's dial this up to... It doesn't actually cook faster or slower, it doesn't care. It's always the same time. I keep hearing that folks who had COVID before getting vaccinated have it worse than when they get shot. Well, all the better reason to avoid getting it first then, I guess. It's basically a function of how your immune system handles things. Yeah, pretty much. The way that the vaccine works is that it injects mRNA, which is essentially like a line of code. And your cells don't really know the difference between a piece of code from the vaccine and a piece of code in your DNA. So it sees it, it runs it, because it has no input, checks or anything. Like, oh, rookie mistake, God. Oh, you're just right for hacking that way. And then it starts manufacturing what are called spike proteins. Spike proteins are the things on the outside of a cell that let other cells know what it is. So then they can decide to, hey, do I want to, like, bind with that guy, or do I want to deliver stuff to that guy, that sort of thing. And yeah, I don't think this is working out too well. And in the case of your immune system, what happens is it identifies these new spike proteins that you've made and realizes, hang on, I don't know that guy, what are they doing here, let's get rid of them. Which then means that your body is producing a thing that your body is also fighting. It's sort of a provoked autoimmune response. So you feel like utter garbage, but that's kind of the point. If you get the vaccine and you felt perfectly fine because your immune system was like, oh hey, that's a new shape of protein. Neat. Anyways, back to business. Then the vaccine wouldn't work. There are people who've had, like, minimal at best symptoms or who haven't even noticed any side effects of their immune response, and that's fine. But at the very least, I know mine definitely had a response. See if Netherrack can be little, and I don't believe that's going to work. So, I will try it, but I don't believe that's going to work. Because I'm pretty sure you can't just light the side of a block. Also, not even sure how we would add this, but yeah, that's just going. That's not going to work. That's not going to stay. Works, but I don't think it's going to stay. Fire tick is on. Yeah, and it's gone. Didn't last long enough even to do anything. Gets your body ready to deal with spike protein stuff. Yeah, exactly. This is why people tend to do this one on the side. But the side also means it's blowing out into my workshop, which I don't like. I'm trying to think. If I had the create source code, I could look it up and see, like, does it exclusively use fire or campfire, or is there, like, is there a property of it that I can find and replicate? Because it doesn't, because I don't have the great source code, I don't know. Could have some sort of dispenser set in the wall to constantly set fire. I could, but I would need to have, like, an indestructible flint and steel. It occurs to me I might actually have a book of indestructible available. Hang on. Let's give this a shot, shall we? This is a very absurd way to go about it, but let's see if we can't do it. Clock, I don't know what that does. Not gonna mess with it just yet. Okay, well that works. It's a bit noisy, but it works. Let's bring that down to like 40 ticks. Maybe lower. Clock out blocks are on when their owner is logged out. Oh, I see. Can't you put unbreaking on flint and steel? Even if I did that, unbreaking doesn't prevent a tool from breaking, it just makes the damage it takes from being used be random. So it's less and less likely that it takes damage on a given use. Indestructible, on the other hand, not quite so. Okay, so this isn't perfect. We pretty much, I think we might need... Oh, there's gonna be so much ticking here. Yeah, it's not gonna use distinct durability. This isn't perfect, but seems to be working fine. Or at least enough. It's noisy, but... The question for me is, does it reset the cooking timer? Or will it just presume that the fire was still there the whole time or something? I think it resets the cooking timer. So if the fire ever goes out, the whole thing has to wait longer. Like, this is something. Yeah, if the fire is ever gone, the whole thing stops. Pity. Do Netherrack fence posts light on fire forever? I doubt it, but let's find out. Speleophum, rod. I only have walls here, I don't see fences. No. Can't light them on fire. Can't you blow through fence posts? I think, but... We do have a bit of space between the floor and the lower level, but... Maybe there's some sort of never-ending fire block. Yeah. It's the next possibility, I guess. We just need to find it first. Can I do some things with magma blocks? I can use them as a power supply, but I can't blow through them to do anything. Note of fire. No, that's in focus. That's not gonna do the trick, I don't think. And it really is a matter of what does create identify as fire. Oh, there's a fault. There is a kind of fire that doesn't go out. Hopefully it'll count, but let's find out. Set block, that one. Does that count? Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Yeah. I think create only recognizes fire, like vanilla fire and campfires. That is a pity. Like, I'm pretty sure if I put this in, it's not even gonna matter either. Yeah. Yeah, anything that extends on anything that extends off of campfires works. But that is all of the fire available. Neat. Although complete immunity to fire and fire damage in Minecraft, that's really cheap. In D&D, it's a lot harder. Yeah, I think that's basically all of it that we could use. I don't think Soulfire will count. Let's find out. You never know. Because it's basically just a light source. It's not gonna do anything. Yeah, doesn't even recognize it. I'll keep that there for a hot second while we look through this thing. So campfires work. How much spirit fire? Will that do the trick? No. Not even a little. If I not make enough speed controlled, I reduce the speed to 1, so the fan would... I could, but then it would be... like... the power input runs right through the middle of this thing. A fireplace from vampirism. I don't know if I can even get that, but let's find out. Let's see if it works. Nope. So that doesn't work. That doesn't work. This we know does. And that we know does. If we see these particles, we know it works. And if it stops at any point, the whole process has to restart. So we can't just have a dispenser constantly firing, because and if it's out for a tick, then it all breaks again. Let's see, where's depots again? We have to reconstruct what we have on the server. Two dispensers firing. I don't think that'll do the trick. I see the idea, but I don't think it'll work. Okay, got a shaft. And then I need a gearbox. And then we have a gear shift going into that. And a redstone block next to it. Okay. Helps if this wants to turn the right direction. There we go. Okay. So that is pretty much what we've got set up on the server. So we just need to figure out how to get everything working for fire in the middle. Like, how do we set this up in the middle here? I want it to be in the middle because then I've got two liquids each side, so the signs match. Excellent. Scorious Labs, where are you? Scorious Labs, my beloved. There you are. There. Near perfect reproduction. So we probably need to have the fire be right here, or the campfire, or whatever it is, be right there. It really is annoying that there's like two of these you can do vertically and then one that you have to do sideways. But, yeah. Very, very annoying. Shaft. There. Gonna have to move some stuff around, but this could theoretically work. Yeah, see right there? That's what happens when you feed things into a gearbox. So now one of them is on blow and one of them is on suck, and two of them are on suck. And that's where we have the redstone block. But now I have to actually figure out rotation speed controlling here, which means we need to make another one, because now I'm getting blown away from my workplace. Which is Not very convenient, it has to be said. Where's my dough gone? Will this even work? Yes, that will work. Okay, there's something. It's giving off these particles, which means yes, it's gonna work. It's fine. Can't imagine it's not that pleasant to stand around all that hot smoke in your face. Yeah. I'd really much prefer all three of these be vertical, but it's not gonna let us. Actually, out of sheer curiosity, once we put that there. No. Okay, I was hoping that it would like have some registration of where the where the like air tunnel, I don't know, air column, air row or whatever it is, and would be able to like bend it, but meh. Regrettably, it's not that complicated. It's not that advanced. Okay, so we need a rotation speed controller here to mitigate this, to dial it down. The rotation speed of the fan does not affect how quickly the cooking takes. Like, I can show you that for a definite here. So if I dial this up, we will see that it takes the exact same amount of time as it did before. I think. Oh yeah, it's really pushing me there. So let's grab some more dough. Like, it doesn't cook it anymore. If it blew directly onto the depot, would it still cook and block the airflow? Yeah. That's literally what's happening right here. But we can't do that because we can't do this vertically. Would a half slab in front of it stop the blowing? It possibly would, but it wouldn't really... There's a fourth phasing block here. If I power this... Huh. Okay, well, on the one hand, that does stop it, but also if we want to actually, like, access the depot... A pity, a pity. Blow it onto the side, let's give it a shot then. Blocks the airflow, okay. Does it cook? It do cook though. I like having this here, but not at the cost of being blasted in the face with an oven's heat, with the heat of an oven. Dave, I think you've got it. By Jove. What is that campfire going on? Make it a soul one, why not? Now the next problem is I think this is going to create a bit of a flu problem there. There we go, okay. That is probably the most compact we can make this. Unfortunate, but... Actually, if that's... we might be able to get rid of this. Because if we plonk that there and that there... that's the same direction. Mechanical belts. Sometimes they're too good, you know? But okay, that seems to be functional. Okay, let's hop back on the server. See if we can rig that up real quick. Belts for the win. Yeah. Personally, I prefer cogs and shafts. It's not a good night if I don't have enough cogs and shafts involved. Doesn't even look awful like that. It wouldn't even be visible like that. It's behind the wall. But, yeah. Yes, Dusty? What? There's a joke? Is there? I like making things spin. What can I say? I have a really, like, is it a sweet tooth? I don't know. A huge preference for, like, clockwork mechanisms. Like, I love them. I love seeing them tick away. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of background noise. It's because I do have my fan on today. It's that warm. Gears on the outside and belts behind the walls. I don't know what... I think the impact of belts is significantly higher as well, though. Like, if you use too many belts that are too long and whatnot, then it does add up, whereas there's no limit to how many gears and such you can put onto something. Dave, I know I'm currently sat here in a bikini on Twitch, but... Keep it wholesome. This is where I log in and then, like, Dave has identified exactly where I logged out and I'm just, like, I just spawn in on lava or something. Isn't it? Because I know Dave was watching when I logged off. Bikini, wholesome. I mean, yeah. Just because I'm wearing a bikini does not mean it's, like, needs necessarily to be sexualized. It's a human body. That is it. Okay, so the campfire goes there. So the fan goes there. You're not gonna have to wibble this around, but... yeah. Do I not have a spare depot? Oh, of course I do, right here. Do I have one that I'm not actively using right now? Could have sworn I did, apparently not. Okay. So put the campfire there. I'm gonna keep this with a gear shift for the time being at the very least, just because it'll be less impact. I'll see if I actually need it by the time this is done. So here's the floor level, so let's take that as our start. Helps to have some gearboxes on you when you're doing that. No 5 million damage butterflies. I mean, it's not 5 million to me. Okay. Put vertical there. There's my shafts. There's my shafts. Here, vertical there. That's going the opposite direction. So we need the gear shift. We need a gear shift here. because of the way I put that, this gear shift is going the wrong way, or was I aiming too low? I was aiming too low, that's why. There you go. Okay, that's blowing the right way. Hopefully these shafts don't need to worry. Yep, they're all going the correct direction now. Hooray! Let's fill that in. And now we just need to plunk a campfire back here. Ah, but conveniently there is a gearbox to just land it on. Lovely. Okay. It's in there, that too. Yeah, right. Unfortunately, you cannot pick them up, so you have to craft them. Which is still weird to me. There's lots of good color. Boric is nice, but requires brim powder, which requires brimstone. And I haven't found any of that, I don't think. We could try and go get some. But, tell you what, I'm gonna take a quick break. Just because I've been sat here for like 2 hours or so now. And I'll be back in a hot minute. And we'll finish this off for the day. See you then. welcome back, everybody. So, let's see, where was I? Yes, making the campfire to actually get that to work finished. That. Okay, so let's. Ooh, can I even view the Never map that I have here? I don't know that I can. Okay, there we go. That's soul sand. We're looking for brimstone. I don't know that I've encountered brimstone anywhere. Aha! Brimstone Caverns. Brimstone, right there. Okay, let's pop to the Nether then and find ourselves some brimstone. Don't think there's a waystone in the Nether, actually. I probably should make one, because my portal does not turn up in a nice place. But it's fine. I get to use our fancy schmancy, portal over here. Pardon me. Also, yes, my flint and steel is known as the forest problem. Of course. Okay, so we are here, and we need to get all the way over here. Oh joy. Well, guess we better get moving. One of these days, I really need to terraform this place so it's easier to navigate. Like, I spawn in so high up that getting anywhere is a pain. Hello. Okay, there we go. Found our way out. I don't have a flight ability, nor am I immune to fire, so... just gonna have to deal with what we got here, I guess. Okay, here's the Boreal. Oh, there's this bastion up here. That we didn't actually open the chests in, I think, because we wanted to wait until various equipment's loot tables are in. But I think this one got hacked before I was even here. Because there was all this. Does my silver damage reduction reduce fire text to 0? I don't know. I think everything else I wear certainly does. What is this? Sub-Zero Ash. Hello? What just exploded? Okay. I think the answer is I'm not sticking around to find out. Okay, there's the brimstone. For all practical purposes, you're actually immune to fire. Essentially, I guess. I mean, I definitely could die to lava, but I also have a charm around here. Yes, partial fire resistance and immunity to knockback, and most negative things. Cold air is never stupid. I mean, they say when hell freezes over. Actually, this isn't technically mythology, this is more literature, but in Dante's Inferno, the lowest level of hell, which is reserved for traitors and Satan himself, is frozen. Like, it's why Satan himself is stuck. It's because he's frozen in the ice there. So it's not exactly a new concept that hell would be cold in parts. And hotter fires do turn to, like, more whites and blues. Okay, I think I can still use this here. Nope. I cannot hearthstone from the nether. Okay. But I can slash home. Gonna have to go turn my portal off, but... Okay. So if I cook one of this, then... Okay, that's not what I need to do then. I need to stone cut it into broom powder. Okay. Interesting choice. And then I combine that with any, like, free logs and free sticks. Okay. There we go, one boric campfire. So that should be this. Fully functional and ready to go. Chuck that in there along with that. I'm ready to haircut. My hair is getting right in my face. Unfortunately, med costs kind of make it hard for me to afford a haircut right now. Also, there's a pandemic, but still. Okay, so let's find some food to smoke. Can I smoke this? Yes, yes I can. Okay. Make sure this works. Looking positive. And we didn't even have to compromise on speed at all. So no secondary rotation controller. There we go, cooked eel meat. Not that I have any need for hunger, but yay! Because right now my food and my health are both being replenished pretty much constantly by my mob grinder down here. Which is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Oh, we've even got a bunch of good junk here, let's see. Let's see, that goes in the bag. That's probably junk. That's almost certainly, yeah, both of those are junk, that's for sure. Same. FX mobs do come out of this, so we get a bunch of junk a lot of the time. I haven't worked out how to get that out of the, system. But, you know, we've got a bunch of other stuff. Oh, please. What I can theoretically do is make a bunch of Master Infusion stones, these, and put those into a series of different automated crafters and just have it just ripple along. That'd be neat. Anyways, we've now got our big power supply down here. It is kinda heckin' redonkulous. Let me just plug that there. I don't freeze the water anymore. Big on ice. There we go. Attack and dethrone ice, everybody. It's the moral thing to do. Okay, so yeah, we got this big beefy power supply that we can dial up pretty dang high. Like, just... I can literally max it out and we haven't even hit red. That's pretty sweet. Oh wow. Mind you, we're not hooking everything else up to it just yet. Have a blast furnace down there to smelt the armor and tools, I guess, but I'd need to somehow filter it out of the system, which I think I would need to have as an interrupt in between the actual ender hopper and the actual main storage. God, so what does that even look like up here now, out of curiosity? In there. Pretty much exactly the same, but those are just spinning wildly. Wow. This is what I mean when I say this is kind of cheaty. Let's bring that down to like 128. Just still pretty fast. There we go. Very nice, very nice. But we can hook that up to it, we can hook all the other things up here up to it as well. We shouldn't have any trouble. Fine then. We shouldn't have any trouble with torque for the time being at the very least, unless we get really ridiculous with our stuff. But it probably won't be. And I just have to remember to hook onto it at basically floor level, because that's where it's gonna be. But okay, grand. That's all I got time for today. I hope you've all enjoyed. I'll spend some time over the next couple of days trying to move all the rest of this stuff around, and making this place look really nice and proper and whatnot, and then we're more or less, I think more or less we're just on to filming, because we just gotta populate down here with moving stuffs, and then heck it all over. It should be good. I have I've managed to upgrade a couple pieces of my equipment, so I now have Gourmand 4 on this helmet. Which means I basically have several reasons to never have to eat. But it also means I'm basically stuck on green health, because I never have to eat. Oh well. But that's all I got for today. I hope you've all enjoyed. And let me see, my next stream should be on the Tuesday, with some building blocks where we'll be working more on the species system, and then on Thursday we shall have some Among Us with the World of Madness crew, and on Saturday we should have some carousel with the patrons. Meanwhile, I do make videos over youtube.com/rumorcomic, and everything I do is powered by you over patreon.com/lying, and you can check out any other things that are going on with me over on Twitter, where I announce all of these bonus streams, as well as I am currently running a poll for whether you would actually like to see a full-blown... I have described it in the tweet as a hot tub stream, but that will probably not be with the form it actually takes. Because my birthday is coming up in a couple of weeks, and my birthday also happens to coincidentally be right smack in the middle of Pride Month. Yeah, I was basically designated LGBT at birth, apparently, but still. So I thought I could maybe, like, since I found out that I can actually still wear this bikini top, we could actually try and have, like, a nice beach kind of stream. Just chilling, hanging out, that kind of thing, for my birthday. If you'd like to see that, the poll for that is on Twitter. Otherwise, hope you've enjoyed, and I'll catch you all as ever.